will be delivering at the PETS conference, which is the President-elect Training Seminar. This is mid-March. So all the other Rotary clubs in the district are doing that as well. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's all I've got. Thank you, President Shannon.
All right. Thank you very much, Secretary number 21. Okay, now we actually have 3 members who are leading our program today. Lena Shatara and Susan, I'll tell you a little bit about them as they come forward. They are going to be presenting about the Jordan Peace Trip coming up. Susan is on the board of directors. As everyone knows, she's the director of international service. And Lena has just started, well, no, she's 7 months in. She is serving as our chairman of the World Community Service Index. So, Susan and Lena, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President Shannon. Just want to say that usually you all know me, I'm never nervous, but today I'm very nervous. I've been running on coffee since I was up till 2 in the morning putting this thing together. You know, you can come closer, give me some confidence a little bit. So you all know I did talk to you before about this project that I'm trying to implement, and I have gotten talking with a lot of people, and thank you all for your help. Krista, yesterday, she sent me some new information that I could use, and I went through some research. I wanted to find a program that is very usable, that can fit into this. And for those of you who don't know, we're trying to do a peace project that will change the fabric of the Middle East, basically. We're gonna start at the youngest generation, which is the pre-K at school, and grow that program until it becomes to adulthood. So I've researched a lot of these different programs, and I found this one that I really, really like. This one that's called Peace Literacy. And this guy who was in the military, he was West Point, and he talks about how we know how to wage war, but we don't know how to wage peace. And that they've done these programs, they've started it from pre-K all the way. They have curriculums, and I have all of this. I printed all of that, but you can always go on their website and find all this information. And they have really nice information. Like I said, I was up till 2 in the morning trying to understand a lot of this stuff, not for my benefit because I already knew what I wanted to do, but for if any of you had any questions. I hope not, but that's just okay. I just tossed a fell, and he was, like I said, was West Point. He went to Iraq, and then he came back and decided to do the peace thing. We're calling this project, I called it, after talking with a lot of people, peace literacy, building peace literacy character. But since I've been putting it on a lot and working with it a lot, I think that I'm going to change the name to just Waging Peace. I think that would probably be a very good project, since this is going to be a long-term project. I tell people this is a project that we start today, and we have to monitor the progress of it every so many years, which this organization has tools to do that. And then we find out how to tweak it and expand it and do it in other places. We did find a Rotary club in Amman, Jordan, who's willing to take this on, will be the supporting Rotary club, and they're willing to take it on, and they already have a school that they're going to be working with. So what we're hoping to do with Lena's help is to arrive to Amman in the fall, maybe in October. They meet the first and the third Monday. So I'm hoping that we arrive just like a day or so before. That way we can go spend a day, maybe a day and a half with the Rotary Club there and with the school and talk Rotary business. And then the rest of the time will be Lena's business, which she is going to take us on a tour of a lot of places in Jordan at a very good cost. I want to emphasize that, a very good cost. Everything that Lena had sent, and I'll tell you all these areas. When I looked at the price, I couldn't believe it. It's less than $4,000, which is amazing for spending about a week there. Now, she also has options for people to stay and either go to Egypt after that or go to Jerusalem, which is totally up to you, but I'm gonna talk just a little bit about this. There are all these pamphlets and all these, information about the pre-K program and how they piecemeal it, what the anger people feel and why they become very aggressive and what their people's reaction to that, dealing with the symptoms and not with the core problem. And he had done two things that you're gonna see here in the video that I kept. One is he had done a project in juvenile courts in LA. And they had some questions about how people, what they behaved like before or after when they were faced with an aggression or some kind of problems, trauma. They've also done something, which is what got me to buy into this. They did a pilot study for peace in the Middle East. And they did that for 30 people, of people on both sides of the aisles and there, the Jewish side and the Arabic side. And they have given them these virtual reality things. If anybody had gone to the conventions and the international conventions, you know what I'm talking about. You actually wear it and feel like you're in that space. And they did that project from here. This guy was organizing it and directing it from here. At the end of it, there's like almost less than a minute of talking these people who had gone through the class, what their feelings are and how they wanted to make that, go further. So I'm not gonna take any more time. Lena, if you have anything about your trip, but I'm gonna key in the video. Like I said, this is the guy speaking and then the project itself, and then after that, there's a few minutes about the trip to Jordan. I hope you all come, because it's a very good cause and a very good cause, and it's gonna be in the fall.
I just wanted to add that 3,900 or so about a week, but that includes all meals and everything.
All inclusive.
All inclusive completely, yeah. So
Yeah, you don't-
I hope you can make it, but it's a great experience, and especially with us.
That's the part that I really love about her trips is you pay all of that and then you don't have to, unless you wanna buy something for yourself, you don't have to pay anything while you're there. Hotels, transportations, meals, everything, and they're all very good quality. So anybody who's been on her trips know what I'm talking is true. And she pays me for things.
But I just wanted to say that actually the trip, I saw the video this morning about Jordan, but the places where we would be visiting are a lot better than what you're gonna see here.
Same locations, but better picture.
All better.
Seven forms of peace literacy that I discuss. The first form of peace literacy is literacy in our shared humanity. What do all humans have in common? What does it mean to be human? And what we all have in common, regardless of our skin color, religion, nationality, or gender. And the second form is literacy in the art of living. So considering that living is an art form, imagine what would happen if you had a basketball team and none of the players were ever participants. It'd be a mess. Imagine the program that you had a orchestra play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and none of the players would ever participate. It would be a mess. So we have all these humans in the world who have never been taught how to live. They've never been taught how to overcome fear, at least I wasn't taught that, how to resolve conflict, how to have empathy, how to be a good friend, how to be in a conflict relationship, how to be a productive member of a community, how to have integrity, how to calm yourself down, how to control your anger, how to overcome hatred, how to conflict, just be a overcome fear and calm yourself down, calm other people. Those are some important lessons. Now, some people are taught this, but people who learn really in this they resolve in very destructive or aggressive ways. And if you look at the media, how often do you see content religion resolve in peaceful loving? And so, should we be taught how to live? Is that one reason why all that has problems? The same reason why there's a problem with the next problem we're going to investigate. The third form of peace literacy is literacy in the occupational peace. Wisconsin Army, so they even though they're doing excellent training on high school. Most activists have no training on what is peace. How do ways you can value that? And so in creating these, one of the most difficult things we can do is this piece. Why should we have training on how to create these habits? Good point. The next thing is literacy and the artists. The listen better than be critical. Literacy in nature of reality. A lot of our misconceptions about peace, a lot of misconceptions about reality, in terms of how does reality actually function, and what does that mean for me? Part of it. Literacy in our responsibility to hands. Literacy in our responsibility to creation. And I would contend that less than 1% of the human population today is literate in those 7 areas.
So this organization will be our partner. They offer all these classes, this curriculum free for the schools in Georgia. And this is what you're gonna see now is the reaction of the pilot project that they did in the Middle East.
So the window for future, we need to see inside the first for future. Many people, my brother, and the other, it's should be so it should be. I'm actually invited it. It's that's anything what we have all the information and decided I should, I think we need about 8. They will be sure they have to use it.
This part is the
You all don't know that Susan is a filmmaker too.
So at 1 a.m, I did not want to call Lena and say, hey, can you send me a video? About the video, and I attached it because I know these are the areas that she wants to visit. Lastly, anybody who wants to join and be a part of this project, please send me an email or a text and let me know. We are going to start meeting Zoom with the office in the Rotary in Jordan. And the Zoom, they asked to make it no later than 9 o'clock our time. We'll make it very short, because I understand most of us are at work. But we'll start planning it after I know who's gonna be joining that. And we'll start having meetings before we get there. So when we get there, it'll be just a matter of getting to know everybody and we know on where we're starting. Thank you.
I'm going to give a plug for Lena's
Please.
trips. I've gone on a couple trips with Lena. And I'll tell you the best part, obviously her hotels and food are great, but the guides are fabulous. For me, learning history, geography, the educational, it is fabulous. I've gone to Morocco with her, which was like one of the most exotic trips ever. But when I left, I really felt like I understood that country, the people. And for me, I think that's an important thing to highlight, are the guides. The local guides are fabulous. Our guide in Morocco had a PhD in education. I don't remember her. She was incredible. You could ask her anything and she could share information. It was fabulous. So anyway, I wanted to share that because I think that's really important.
I have a quick question for Susan. How many children do they think it will impact the first year and what are the monetary requirements? If you know yet.
Just checking from talking with them about
Can you speak in the microphone?
oh, sorry. The virtual reality things that they have right now, their capacity on the computers does not take more than 30 at a time. So they can do more than that, but they cannot do more than 30 at a time. So I'm thinking if they have more than that in the classroom, they will do more than one a day, depending on how many, because we don't want to leave anybody out. So if we're starting at pre-K, we want to take everybody pre-K. So depending on how many that's cool. By the way, we already have schools in Tunisia, in Morocco, in Egypt that are ready to take this project on. There's principals there that want to do this project. They're eager to take it on. So I'm really excited about that.
Are the parents of these children involved in any way or informed what kids are learning?
Yeah, they will be, definitely. That's part of the curriculum. If you read it, the pre-K, it has a section of it for the parents. So there's the parent interaction with them.
Yeah, and what are the costs for doing this program to start it out?
Program itself is free. That's what I love about it. The Literacy Peace Institute, they offer all of this for free. Now, I would love to take a grant, an international grant, global grant, and then try to get them as our partner and donate money to them so they can expand it to more and more schools. Of course, being free limits them to how much they can do it.
That sounds like a great project. Thank you very much. Rotary is truly worldwide, and Susan in Morocco, I remember when we were in Singapore, you met some gentlemen from Egypt and Morocco. Are those connections you're using now?
Yes.
Fabulous, that's great. Thank you very much. It does sound like a great trip. Okay, and our final speaker today is Tyler Janot. He's going to tell us about our fundraiser this year. It's going to be different. And it's going to look back at 110 years of our club. And it's gonna help us understand exactly where our money goes and donate to the Rotary Foundation of Knoxville. Now, as Tyler's coming forward, let's welcome him. He does not love public speaking, and he likes all of you. So Tyler, thank you very much for doing that.
All right, so I think I've got about 10 minutes. So if you all will participate when it's appropriate and only when it's appropriate, that will be clear. As we go forward, this will go really well. Okay, so if it goes bad, it's on you. All right. This year, we sort of wanted to do something a little different to make sure that we highlighted that it's our 110th year without taking away the thunder of Rachel and team for running that campaign to try to grow our endowment. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that the team that, before I say anything else, the team that is working on this is really, really impactful. And I hope that by the end of today that I can count you all as part of that team, because this event, if you will go to the next slide for me now. Oh, it's right here, perfect. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay, we're gonna cover all those things. You'll go to the next one for me. That team should be all of you, right? This is our event. How successful this event is relies upon each and every one of us. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what are we doing? What's it gonna look like this year? This year, as Shannon said, it's gonna be a little bit different. We are going to be doing a special fundraiser celebrating both our history and our impact. But I also want to make sure that one of the things that we do is we highlight that we are not just global, as Susan was talking about earlier, but we're also local. And that's where most of the money that is raised from our fundraising events goes, right? So we'll talk a little bit more about where that money goes and how we get it later on, but just recognizing that we do both, right? We're global and we're local, with more an emphasis on local with regard to this event. Dress code, business casual, we are playing up the international angle and the travel angle. And so I encourage you all to buy into that, that we set up for you. I hope to have some sort of recommendations for things that people could wear that might be fun as we get into the weeks closer to the event. And then buffet style dinner featuring an open bar. So that's different than years in the past. We will have an open bar. Now, the event's on a Sunday night, so, drink responsibly as always. A live performance and an engaging program. All right, so on your tables, you have a lot of pieces of paper today. But one of those, either the front or the back, depending on how you're holding it, is the save the date for this event. That save the date should tell you a lot about what the room is going to look and feel like. And this is long before my time, and I think many of the people in the room at least. But the Pan Am sort of vibe, that's kind of what we leaned into with the branding for this event. So anyway, March 22nd, again, that's a Sunday, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Emporium. All right, so you guys seem a little too calm. So I'm gonna start asking you questions. Can I get that mic from you? I'll come to you in just a second. Perfect. Okay, so you guys, if you can't see that to read it, and let me just read it to you. Since 1996, how many four-year scholarships has RCK, that's us, that's you, that's the Rotary Club in Knoxville, provided to outstanding high school students?
Yeah.
Since 1996? You read all the, so no. It's not. Other guesses? Greater than 40, yeah, who said that over here? Perfect. And I'll give you some because you tried so hard.
Me.
Alright, so I am from the generation where everybody gets a trophy, guys. In what year was the Rotary Foundation of Knoxville established? Well, you're not far off. So 1923, 1927, and 1929 or 1931. So the Rotary Foundation of Knoxville.
Got 23, I should have said. 31.
There we go. It might do, just because I was waiting on somebody to say it the right way. Okay. Couple more. How many, this one, thank you for switching. How many Rotary clubs has the Rotary Club of Knoxville sponsored directly? Now, this has more to do with what I consider to be our legacy than really education or what our funding does from our fundraising event. Plus, this is just cool to me to know what our reach is. Any thoughts? Less than 10, 10, 12, at least 14.
At least, yeah.
Yep, you got it. What's your first clue? You just guessed. Yeah, it's a lot, it's a lot. Some of them aren't around anymore, but yeah. Okay, these are a couple of bonus questions that are a little bit harder. Why was the Rotary Foundation of Knoxville established in 1929?
Student loans.
Okay.
Student loans.
There you go. To administer the student loan program. That's awesome. You already got candy. You don't get any more. Okay, this one's actually really challenging. What was technically the first community service project undertaken by the Rotary Club of Knoxville in 1916? Now, there's nobody here who was there then, so you're all guessing.
I think I know.
No.
I'm a little bit guess first.
Spanish classes.
All right, I'm just gonna tell you, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you. No. Launched at the Rotary Club of Knoxville's first annual meeting, the Greater Knoxville Movement was adopted by the Tennessee General Assembly in January 1917. By that summer, Knoxville's boundaries had grown by 22 square miles through the annexation of neighboring communities, including South Knoxville, Lonsdale, Mountain View, Oakwood, Looney's Bend, now Sequoia Hills. It's a powerful example of Rotary's enduring spirit. Less than a year old, the club set its sights on expanding the city itself and achieved that bold vision within months. Thank you.
Yes, sir, well done.
Okay. Gave out some candy. Are you guys a little more alive now?
Only the ones with the candy.
Yeah, only the ones with the candy. Okay, that's good. Thank you for switching. Okay, so this is a very succinct timeline of the Rotary Foundation of Knoxville. We're now into the why portion. The Rotary Foundation of Knoxville is where all the money that is raised from the fundraising event goes to. Okay, it goes to the foundation. If you will, I'll switch. Whoops, we both did it. So if we have an endowment, why do we have to raise money every year? Who knows what our endowment's at? Go ahead. I would hope that you do, but please share with the class.
Actually, I don't know the penny.
That's okay. I mean, I don't know either to the penny, so that's a, but roughly
1.2 maybe?
perfect. Okay. So you would think, unless you're, a finance person, that means we have a lot of money we can give away, right?
Only 4.5% of that.
There we go. Okay,
Calculated annually over just 36 months with rolling average.
right. So does anybody know why we raise money every year? Virginia?
Because the funds that we can use, that 4.5%, we actually have to match raising money to our club to use that matching funds.
Correct. Correct. So they basically set us up so that we couldn't use up all the money, right? That's what happens. Okay. We're moving on to the last part I've got. So how are we gonna do this? Well, I'll tell you what today was supposed to be before all the snow apocalypses that weren't quite that. We were gonna have stations that mirrored what the event's gonna look like around the room, right? Highlighting different projects that we've supported, including scholarships that we funded for these more than 40, not quite yet, greater than 100 students. But I guess even independent contractors get snow days. So our graphics weren't quite ready for them. But that's okay. We did the best we could. That's why, like Susan, I was up until that too, working on this. So first, sharing this information, right? In much the same way that I've done for you guys today. I've put it out on the table in front of you. You're all gonna be receiving emails. I promise, once we're on the other side of this event, you will not get so many emails from me or from the committee asking you for things or sharing information about this event. Second, you can buy your own ticket, or, you can sponsor this event. I would ask everybody, if you're not able to sponsor the event or purchase a ticket, or let's say that you're out of town, right? It's really simple for you to let a friend know that this is happening, right? Connect somebody who may be willing to sponsor with me or with one of us on the committee. Like I said, you'll get emails from us. I'm sure I will volunteer Shannon also to have conversations with people if needed. And three, part of what I just said, but a little bit different twist. Use this opportunity, use this event as a springboard. So when you're doing things right, every event is a recruitment event. Okay, that's just part of I work in fast food, we do a lot of recruiting employees, right? We have to make every table that we ever run really exciting and fun because we know the transients of our population. We're hoping that we get some membership retention for folks who may be attracted to something like a fundraising event, but we'll never know if we don't get them in the door. And for a lot of folks, coming to something that is sort of an elevated but casual style event is their first exposure to what Rotary is. I know that for me, again, my age, most of what I battle is conversations with people who have a misconception as to what this room looks like, right? They think that this room looks very different and feels very different than what it does. And I hope that by opening up this opportunity for folks, we can get people who are a little bit concerned about that and what they think of as like their grandpa's Rotary, right? To expose them in a positive way, and they'll want to join the club. So be thinking about that also when you're thinking about who to invite, who would be a good fit for the club. All right. Okay, sponsorship levels. There is a QR code there. Meryl has this up on the website for us now. If you have questions about these things, please let me know. But QR code, you can obviously also send in a check. Just please write what the check is for in the memo line, or write a note, or send Meryl an email, or send me an email. We appreciate all money, but if you send us $1,000 check and don't tell us what it's for, we're gonna have to reach out to you, okay? Let's see, and that's it. That's my contact information. I hope I stayed within the time limit. Do I have questions from you all? No, that's not great. So why doesn't somebody come up with it? Anybody, any takers?
Are we gonna have fun?
There we go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we are. It's at the Emporium. Thank you very much, Shane. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Tyler. That is. Tyler is so shy. Takes the microphone and goes out there and quizzes and gives out things. Okay, thank you. That was fabulous. I look forward to that. March 22nd, Sunday. Do we know what time?
Yeah, 5 to 8.
5 to 8. Thank you. To 8 at the Emporium downtown on Gay Street, and we will take your sponsorship starting now. Thank you so much. We'd also like to thank our guests for coming today. Like to thank Lena and Susan for an excellent program. We'd like to say hi to Bo Crowley in Florida and everyone else on Zoom. And I invite you to come back next week, but not here. We're going to be at a brand new place. Who's been to the Square Room on Market Square?